Two scenarios are Bitcoin falls a little, the altcoins fall a lot, or Bitcoin rises a lot and alts rise less. And so either way, this just kind of continues to impress upon investors that probably the place to be if you're holding for the next 6 months is in Bitcoin, 6-12 months. If you're playing quick little trades, obviously alts can outperform, but for the midterm, it's probably Bitcoin is your best play in terms of return.
Gareth Soloway, a prominent financial analyst and investor, has gained recognition for his insights and predictions in the cryptocurrency market. With a keen eye for technical analysis, Soloway provides perspective on the potential breakout scenarios for Bitcoin and the dynamics of altcoins. Soloway suggests that holding Bitcoin for the next 6 months is likely the best investment option, while altcoins may be more suitable for short-term trades. Bitcoin bulls have failed to break above June 2023 highs in continuation of bullish pressure in the past few weeks. Over the last month, the coordinated attack against altcoins by the US SEC caused Bitcoin dominance to surpass 50%. Above the psychological level makes Bitcoin more valuable as a whole than the entire crypto market. Other top altcoins, including Cardano, Solana, and Polygon, also suffered substantially relative to Bitcoin following a U.S. regulator's lawsuit against Coinbase alleging that all three coins are unregistered securities. Meanwhile, SEC Chairman Gary Gensler has again clarified that he views Bitcoin as a commodity. Meanwhile, Soloway presents positive developments for Bitcoin with news from influential institutions like BlackRock and Fidelity showing interest in spot ETFs for Bitcoin. Glassnode notes that the share of Bitcoin supply held and traded by U.S. entities is witnessing a significant rise since BlackRock, the world's largest investment firm with over $10 trillion in assets under its management, first filed for a Bitcoin ETF last month. As per Soloway, the crucial level is 30,500, which requires 5 consecutive trading day closes above that mark. It could potentially rise to approximately 35,000. According to Soloway, the lack of regulatory clarity on securities classification in the crypto space is discouraging institutional and major fund investments in altcoins. Soloway emphasized the importance of Bitcoin dominance, projecting it to potentially reach 58%. In this case, the analysis suggested that the dominance is likely shrinking, indicating investors are putting money in altcoins. We will now bring you clips of Gareth Soloway from his recent interview with David Lin. Before we proceed further in this video, please make sure to subscribe our channel and click the bell icon to stay updated.
These calculations and figuring this out go to charting and go to many, many technical things. And the level I've always said is 30,500. That's the key level. You have to have 5 trading day closes above that level in consecutive days. And if you look here, we've even pierced 31,000 multiple times, yet we have not had 5 consecutive days above 30,500. So that continues to be the line in the sand. And you're right. This is what we were talking about a month or so ago when we last talked, and we still have not been able to do it. So for me, I'm looking at this 30,000 low where we've been going sideways now for about 2 to 3 weeks, and the $31,000 high. And we're basically staying within this range, $1,000 range. And I'm looking to see which way does it break. If we break below 30,000 on a daily closing basis, I think the market could be in trouble for Bitcoin. We could see a drop down to, let's say, 26,000 or 28,000. If we can break above 31 and again, hold above 30,500 for 5 consecutive days, you should head to about 35,000 on Bitcoin. The level goes all the way back here, right? So you have to go back all the way to the cycle, the bear market or the bull market cycle of 2021. And it's connecting as many pivot points to the daily closes as possible. And again, that's what the line kind of comes out to be. So right at that 30,500 on a closing basis for 5 days, 31,000 would be a good breakup again if we got to close above that. But yeah, it comes into just technicals and just finding these chart levels. And it's amazing how a lot of people talk smack about technical analysis, but again, we can see how this level just is a level. I mean, no one's listening to me. I mean, maybe a few people are, but overall, this is big money kind of controlling this level here on a technical basis, and it shows right here. And so you're seeing a lot of money that was sitting on the sidelines come in. And I think on the other side, you have Bitcoin where, yes, we're starting to get some clarity for Bitcoin alone. We see Bitcoin dominance pushing up above that 50% level, and the BlackRock news, the Fidelity news on a spot ETF. So it's positive. It's just still kind of a question mark So I think that's where you're struggling on Bitcoin at this point. We don't know any of the security classifications now that have to do with what the securities of crypto will be. And I think that's just keeping so much. I mean, I can't find any big funds or big institutional money or major money that's buying altcoins right now. I can find ones that are buying Bitcoin. So that's the difference maker right there. And I still think Bitcoin dominance based on the chart. It's interesting because he uses different metrics than I, but both our metrics show Bitcoin dominance going to about 58%. This major kind of infusion or of fear from the SEC, right? So that's really what's going on here is like the SEC has now made it so that you don't know if an alt is worth 10% of what it is currently or if it's worth 10x of what it is right now. And so without clarity, it just keeps so much money on the sidelines. But I'll tell you one thing, and I've said this to so many people, that if we get clarity with the alts, like let's say they come out with rules for these altcoins that are securities and we can see clearly, then we can value them. And you might find that like a Polygon or a Cardano is maybe valued way too low right now. The other side of the coin is it could be the opposite too. And that's what we just don't know as investors.
According to Gareth Soloway, a breakout for Bitcoin could happen if a Bitcoin ETF gets approved or if the stock market continues to rally, suggesting a risk-on environment that could drive Bitcoin's rise. BlackRock's application for a Bitcoin spot ETF last month sparked a new wave of optimism around the crypto market, which led other major firms, such as ARK Investment, Valkyrie, and Fidelity, to file their own applications for a Bitcoin ETF. Fueling this renewed momentum is the mounting excitement surrounding the possible launch of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the US, which could finally make Bitcoin a mainstream asset among institutional investors. Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency, jumped to a more than one-year high last month after BlackRock and Fidelity filed to launch Bitcoin ETFs. New data from Kaiko on July 11 indicates that the correlation between Bitcoin and the Nasdaq Composite Index is at a two-year low. The correlation coefficient between these two assets dropped to less than 1% in early July. Meanwhile, market data shows that the Nasdaq Composite Index is also at multi-month highs and firm, reflecting the broader market recovery in the United States. Soloway believes in strategically selling a portion of investments based on resistance levels or by setting regular sell orders to secure profits and mitigate risk. Let's get back to interview.
So the breakout, if you're looking for what that could be, it could be a approval of a Bitcoin ETF. It could be the stock market continues to rally and risk on continues here, in which case eventually you would assume risk on means Bitcoin heads up as well. So those would be the positives that investors should look for. The negatives, which I think there's more negatives out there. If you see the stock market topping out, let's say the stock market even has a 10% correction from this massive run we've been on over the last, since October of 2020. If that starts to panic investors, do we see exiting and a breakdown on Bitcoin? So for me, it's watching this range. Obviously, it's a very tight range, and whichever way it breaks, I would go in that direction in the short term. It's always possible, but I don't think Bitcoin has matured enough yet to be a risk-on asset yet. So again, I think that's the key, is that or a risk-off asset. And so I think at this stage, if fear hits the overall market, and we've even seen this during COVID, even gold early on in COVID sold off, and that's like the classic risk-off asset. And so I do think that right now, investors should assume if you have a stock market sell-off, you'd also get Bitcoin to come in a little. And I think also just take a look at this. I mean, we were on April 14th, Bitcoin hit 31,000. That was April 14th. We're now at July 7th. And think about what the NASDAQ has done. The NASDAQ has continued to go up, at least 5-6% since then, maybe even 7 or 8%. Yet Bitcoin has not been able to break up. That's concerning for me as an investor. That's concerning for me as an investor, and has to be kind of monitored. Something's coming up and slamming into a $30,000 level, like on Bitcoin, and you've ridden it since 15,007. You at least should take some off the table. The other option is what you do is you just set sell orders every 2-3%, right? So you sell 1/10 here. And the idea being is that it's just always smart to pocket a little bit, because money in your pocket is more valuable than risked money in the market. And so as long as you're taking a little bit off, nothing wrong with letting some ride, but always look to be taking a profit.
On Monday, London-based Standard Chartered raised its Bitcoin forecast to reach $50,000 this year and expects it to bolt to a new all-time high of $120,000 by the end of 2024. Increased miner profitability per Bitcoin means they can sell less while maintaining cash inflows, reducing net Bitcoin supply and pushing Bitcoin prices higher. the firm wrote. Standard Chartered guided Bitcoin to hit $100,000 by the end of 2024 in an April report. How do you think the potential approval of a Bitcoin ETF and regulatory clarity could impact the future of Bitcoin and altcoins? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you find this video informative, don't forget to show your support towards our channel by giving this video thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay informed about our latest videos covering more interesting topics. Thank you for watching.